I promise you, I'm going to spend a lot of time helping train you so that you can help train others on how to be successful in Biolimitless. That's my commitment to you all. So, a few more topics I want to discuss before we finish up today. I'm going to talk about the gut microbiome. I'm going to talk a little bit about the future of Biolimitless, where we're at. We're going to talk about some of the exciting other aspects of our ecosystem. And I've got a really unique AI technology friend I want to introduce you to that I think is going to be pretty, I think it should be a crowd pleaser, but we'll see. So I've spent almost 20 years of my medical practice helping fix the gut microbiome. I learned over 25 years ago that the father of medicine, Hippocrates, said all disease begins in the gut. And my experience is, no matter what's wrong with the human being, what symptoms they've got, what disease they're dealing with, if the gut microbiome is a problem, then it can't be helped. We have to fix this first. So let's have a discussion about the gut microbiome. So all disease begins in the gut. These are headlines in the news that we're hearing about and seeing all the time. Your gut bacteria modulates your stress response. If your bacteria is bad, you can't adapt to stress. Did you know that there's a correlation between autistic children and gastrointestinal problems? That's what the medical journals are now saying. Integrative experts, physicians like myself, are showing links between gut health, immunity, and overall wellness. By the way, antibiotics. We live in a world right now where doctors are overprescribing antibiotics. Antibiotics are in the water we drink. It's in the food we eat. It's impossible to avoid antibiotics. But did you know that one prescription of antibiotics can actually disrupt and destroy the gut bacteria for up to 12 to 14, even up to 18 months? And the average American is on 3 antibiotic prescriptions per year. And when the gut bacteria is off, that leads to metabolic dysfunction, obesity, mental issues. No wonder we have a society of people that are fat, sick, and nearly dead. We have a solution with the gut microbiome that's unlike anything else on the marketplace. So let's talk a little bit about this. The importance of your gut health. Yes, we know that your gut deals with digestion and absorption. Many of you, and you've told me this, you've changed your lifestyle. You're eating your genetic lifestyle based off of your DNA test. That's amazing. All those foods you eat have to be absorbed through the small intestine. And if you have leaky gut syndrome or inflammatory bowel issues, your body's not going to be able to absorb those nutrients. The analogy that I give people is, if you have leaky gut syndrome, it's a lot like taking gasoline and putting it into your tank of your car, but it leaks out and it doesn't go into the engine. So it's going to cause you to be fatigued, so it causes all kinds of problems, and it's going to lead to inflammation systemically throughout the body. We know that it affects mood. We know that the gut affects hormones. We know that it's an inflammatory marker, and it affects metabolism. And 70%, I will tell you, some research says up to 80% of the immune system lives in your gut as well. So if the gut is off, everything is off. Your gut microbiota is made up of over 200 trillion cells. 200 trillion. How would you like to be the person that had to count all those cells? I mean, it's crazy. There's 1,000 times more bacterial cells in and on your body than there are human cells in and on your body. So our health of our cells is dictated by the health of the bacteria in and on our body as well. And the human genome has about 23 genes that produce proteins, enzymes, and hormones. And the microbiome has about 4.5 million. So, you ever heard that phrase, you are what you eat? Well, that's so true. Because what you eat does dictate how your DNA is expressed. You have your microbiota, your microbiome, and we're going to get more into that at a later date. But when these are out of balance, it's problematic. Now, in your GI tract, there are good bacteria and there are bad bacteria. Good bacteria are things like bifidobacterium, E. coli bacteria, the right kind, lactobacillus. In fact, there was a massive study that was done by a good friend of mine, and they looked at over 600,000 fecal samples of people during COVID. This is a really important point. 600,000, that's a lot. and they measured the bacteria in those individuals. And they found that if there was a certain type of bifidobacterium that was decreased, that was low, those people were more susceptible to getting infections and to succumbing from those infections. There was a study that was published by Dr. Sabine Hassin called the missing microbe. And it's a specific type of bifidobacterium that makes up your immune system. We have that bacteria in our master microbiotics formula. There are bad bacteria as well that come from antibiotics and come from foods we eat and comes from walking around barefoot and just a lot of things that disrupt our bacteria. And when it gets out of balance, it's called dysbiosis. That dysbiosis leads to exactly what Hippocrates said, the father of medicine. Said first heal the gut and everything else falls into place. And I think it's so important for us to understand that. And I wonder, as a practicing doctor, why didn't I learn that when I was going through my medical training? If the father of medicine said that as one of his most important statements, why are your doctors not measuring your gut bacteria? Because that seems to be one of the main leading causes of chronic illness and chronic inflammation today. Now, what is leaky gut? Leaky gut is when we have an increase of intestinal permeability. Think about your digestive tract like a cheesecloth. And a cheesecloth allows for some fluid to come out of it, but not a lot. And if there's holes in that cheesecloth, then nutrients and toxins are going to leak out into the bloodstream. And that could lead to some serious problems in the body, toxicity in the blood, which ultimately can cause systemic inflammation, multi-system organ failure, disease, and death. Symptoms people can have is poor nutritional absorption. They can have autoimmune issues, GI problems, food intolerances, food allergies, and immune responses. Over 70% of the population is diagnosed with some level of leaky gut. Now, according to the data, 95% of the global population does not have the right amount of bacteria or pre-fiber in their system to feed the bacteria. So that number is higher than 70. So this is what a normal healthy gut cell would look like. Normally you see these cells at the top, they're stuck together, they're a tight junction. And when food comes in, nutrients go through, some of the nutrients go into the blood supply, and there's a tight barrier that prevents large molecules and germs from passing from inside the bowels to the bloodstream. Now, if we get toxins that come out of the intestines into the bloodstream, that can cause a condition known as sepsis. Sepsis has a massive fatality rate to it. And most people have little microdoses of these toxins going into their systems all the time. We have a way to help with that. Leaky gut is when these tight junctions start to separate. And you can see where toxins and poisons and bacteria can leak through into the bloodstream. And this leads to things like chronic inflammation, autoimmune, allergies, much, much more. So what are symptoms of leaky gut? What are some of the symptoms? I mean, there are hundreds of symptoms people could have. By the way, they're almost identical to the symptoms of someone having toxicity. This is why the Master Microbiotic Formula and the Detox Pro Plus go together all the time with my patients. So digestive issues like gas, bloatiness, diarrhea, constipation, heartburn, acid reflux, stomach pain after eating food, food sensitivities, gluten sensitivity. Anyone who has that MTHFR gene defect or any other genes that deal with methylation problems is going to have a predisposition to leaky gut. I have those genes. My children have those genes. So if we don't do the right things, we're going to be more prone to having these symptoms and diseases. Systematic inflammation. We find people that have joint pain, arthritis, even rheumatoid arthritis secondary to leaky gut, chronic fatigue, skin issues like eczema, psoriasis, acne, rashes, and even skin tags. We know that migraines and headaches can be contributed by leaky gut and all autoimmune problems. Mental and cognitive dysfunction like brain fog, anxiety, things like depression and difficult concentration can also be brought on by leaky gut. You have to understand if you have a leaky gut, you have a leaky brain and a leaky body. Because there is a connection between the brain and the gut. And I'll tell you, the Neuro Reboot formula also goes very, very well with our master microbiotics. Most of the patients that have brain-gut issues, we're going to put them on a triad of formulas. They're going to be on the Detox Pro Plus, they're going to be on the Neuro Reboot, and they're going to be on the master microbiotics, which I'm going to share with you in just a moment. There's a plethora of causes of leaky gut syndrome. We talked about poor diet. If you eat the standard American diet, chances are you have a form of leaky gut syndrome. Chronic stress and chronic inflammation also lead to these issues. When people have low digestive enzymes or increase in stress hormone, cortisol, which is the stress hormone, when you are under stress chronically, your body releases a hormone that literally can poke holes in your brain and poke holes in your digestive tract, leading to these problems. If people have toxins in their system, like overuse of antibiotics and non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like Tylenol, ibuprofen, if they have heavy metals in their system, environmental toxins, hormone imbalances, pesticides, herbicides, plastics, all those toxins we just talked about with the Detox Pro Plus. And then an overgrowth of harmful bacteria and lack of good bacteria, parasites, and much, much more. Again, up to 70% of the global population has some form of leaky gut. And the modern lifestyle makes leaky gut widespread. And I see it in men, women, and children of every single age you can imagine. Leaky gut and chronic disease. This is a very common conversation that we're having about chronic illness. And I told you that part of the Make America Healthy Again movement, which I'm all about making the world healthy again, we talk about chronic illness. And it has to start with the conversations about removing the toxins and fixing the gut. Again, it leads to autoimmune issues and chronic pain and obesity. It's almost impossible to lose weight and keep weight off if the gut is not balanced. So many people go on these fad diets where they'll massively restrict their calories and lose a bunch of weight, but then gain it all right back, and that's for many reasons, one of them being that the gut is not corrected. Mental conditions like ADD, ADHD, and depression, and then obviously any type of inflammatory bowel issues, Crohn's, colitis, IBS, and much, much more. There's something known as the brain-gut axis. It's the connection between the brain and the bowels. The Neuro Reboot and the Master Microbiotics help connect both those together. And they help your body balance out the normal microbiome and bacteria that you're supposed to have. So, the reason why we made this particular formula is it was made after studying the blue zones of the world. I did a documentary about the blue zones several years ago. 2019 I did this. And we studied Sardinia, we studied Okinawa, Japan, we studied a certain region of Costa Rica. I was just recently in Costa Rica for Christmas holiday last year. And I went there, number one, to take my family on holiday, but while I was there, I was studying the fecal matter and bacteria of the people that live in that region so I could make sure that we had the right bacteria in our formula. And blue zones are areas of the world where people typically live regularly to be over 100 years of age. And they're productive in society. And there's many, many factors that play into people having longevity. It's not just the gut microbiome. But when I was looking at all of the different aspects of what caused someone to live so much longer in blue zones, the one thing that we could control the most was the bacteria. So we took the most common bacteria and fungi that are normally in the regions of the blue zone, that aren't normally in industrialized societies that most of us live in, and we put them into a very unique formula with a very unique peptide to make our master microbiotic formula. We took modern advancements and ancient wisdom and combined it together. And that's what I've always tried to do with the way that I practice health, is take the tried and true things that have worked, lifestyle, diet, exercise, etc., and combine those with new science delivery mechanisms in order to get a better physiological result. You know, our philosophy is we test, we don't guess. And our master microbiotic formula mixed with the genetic lifestyle test, those two together have been such a game changer for many of you. Many of you have done the DNA testing already. Many of you have done the master microbiotics already. And together you're seeing some really substantial changes in your health and the health of your family. But let's talk a little bit more about what's in this. So here's your QR code. Again, you can take a picture of this. By the way, all of this is on our Biolimitless.com website. This is our new and improved master microbiotics. I told you I'm always trying to improve the function of what it is that we offer. In August, many of you were able to get our original master microbiotic formula that helps support digestion, boosts immune function, helps with mental health, promotes detoxification, optimizes nutritional absorption. That's a big, big, big piece of this. You can take all the vitamins and foods and nutrients, but if you have leaky gut, it does not absorb and it doesn't do as well as it's supposed to. This obviously promotes a healthier anti-aging, supports skin, collagen, reduces oxidative stress. So what's in it? So the bacteria that you see in here are very specific and unique. There are a lot of probiotics that are on the market, but if you'll see, we have very specific strands that we put into ours, because those are the strands that we found in those blue zone regions that are not in industrialized areas. So we have a Bifidobacterium lactis, W51. This is specific for helping with digestion, it aids with immune health, it helps with IBS, inflammatory bowel issues. We have our Bifidobacterium lactis 52. This is a really big one to help with B12 and help with vitamin K2 production. Vitamin K2 is really important in your body. Vitamin K2 helps the body break down plaque buildups and break down calcium buildups. People who get atherosclerosis and arterial sclerosis, hardening of the arteries, issues of that nature, vitamin K2 is naturally produced in the body. You don't need to supplement if you have the right bacteria and you eat fermented foods. If you don't eat fermented foods, you should start doing so, because it's part of our 45 Easy Challenge and it's part of your genetic profile. We're made to do that. There's an Enterococcus bacterium that supports gut flora, reduces gastrointestinal inflammation. Lactobacillus acidophilus, the W22 strand, is majorly important for digestion and cholesterol balance in the body. This has been a really big formula for my patients with elevated LDL levels and elevated total cholesterol. The Lactobacillus W20 strengthens the gut barrier. It helps get that tight junction in that intestinal tract, and it supports symptoms of inflammation, and it helps a lot with the immune system. It's a very powerful combination. The W1 formula of Lactobacillus, this is known for suppressing pathogenic bacteria. So remember we talked about there's good bugs and there's bad bugs? Well, we want to get the bad bugs out of the body, and we can do that by using that Lactobacillus W1. It suppresses the bad bacteria. The Lactobacillus W21 helps with absorption and helps a lot with mental well-being. This one really helps produce serotonin and those neurotransmitters we talked about before that deal with, ambition, determination, and happiness. And then the Lactobacillus W24, this is good for your ears, your nose, your mouth, your rectal and vaginal area for women. Every orifice in our body we have bacteria. It's one of the first lines of defense. Our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our ears, every hole in your body has bacteria in and on it. And if you have an abnormal bad bacteria and not enough of this 24, it can lead to chronic ear infections, chronic sinus and fungal infections, conjunctivitis and inflammation in the eye, vaginosis, all kinds of issues can happen with that. And then the Lactococcus W19, this is a big one for helping with enzyme production. Once we get over the age of about 25 to 30, our body doesn't produce enzymes in the way that it should, the way that it used to. This helps a lot with enzymatic production and digestion. And then with this, we put the addition, BPC 157. BPC 157 is the peptide that helps with gut healing. It helps the tight junctions. BPC 157 by itself has been clinically shown to help with gut inflammation, leaky gut syndrome, and all the symptoms that go with that. You take our original master microbiotic formula, you put it with that BPC 157 together, which, by the way, our phytomicroencapsulation technology, which is the technology that we use to deliver this into the small intestine, has a 99% deliverability to the target organ we're supposed to have. And many of you have commented that when you get your master microbiotics, it looks like a bunch of little beads inside your capsule, and it kind of shakes like a little rattle almost. And a lot of you notice that about 20 minutes after you take it, a lot of bloatiness and discomfort goes away in your intestinal tract. That's that delivery system that we're talking about. So there's a lot of powerful products and services that we offer. But there's a lot of really amazing things that are coming up, what's next for Biolimitless. So many of you know that we also have our Biolimitless Centers of Excellence. You know, one of my biggest frustrations as a physician, and I've experienced this with many of you that have come from different countries to St. Louis, to Missouri, in the United States, to come spend a day or two with me to really run some tests and get to the root cause of your problems. We're opening up centers all over the globe so that people in the regions that you live in can get the care that they really need. Remember, I told you at the beginning of our conversations earlier today that less than 1% of practicing doctors are really trained and educated on lifestyle management, are trained on helping to prevent and really get to the root cause of chronic inflammation and chronic illness. So our Biolimitless Centers of Excellence are set up for that. And our centers are really unique. They're really unique in the fact of what we do there. So the genetic testing that we do, and many of you know this, is when we give you this test to do from home, it's a little different than if you've ever done a consultation with me. Because as a physician, there are certain things that I can show you and tell you about your genetics that we can't report to you on your report. Now, through our Biolimitless Centers of Excellence and our telehealth project, you're going to have access to a little deeper dive into your genetics. We can offer some peptides that are out on the market, unfortunately, have to be injected. It's really important to understand that when we have our oral peptides, these are peptides that are, remember I told you, they're a little chain of amino acids. And the chain has to be 15 amino acids or smaller. And anything that's bigger than that, it's really difficult to get an oral delivery system with. And unfortunately, those have to be injected. And so we do offer at those centers peptide injectable therapies. We offer stem cell injectable therapies. We offer IV nutrition, IV stem cells, musculoskeletal work, deeper work that you need a trained physician and a team to deal with. Our exams that we have, just so you can have an idea of how in-depth our exams are. Just think about this. The DNA test by itself gives you more information than you've gotten probably almost your entire life for most of the doctors that we've worked with. This goes even deeper than that. Our basic examination measures the neuromusculoskeletal system, gives you a very in-depth idea of what's going on from a structural standpoint in your body. Our comprehensive functional medicine exam, which is our moderate exam, not only does it look at the neuromusculoskeletal, but it starts to measure the brain and the heart. So we do heart rate variability testing, brain mapping, brain scans, heart scans, full body scans. It includes so much of measuring the autonomic nervous system. Then we have our elite human performance exam, where we then can do ultrasounds. We can do ultrasounds of the carotid, the heart, the kidneys. We can do ultrasounds to make sure that your body's flowing blood like it's supposed to. These tests this is really and truly the way that healthcare should be delivered. It's no longer the future. This is what people want. And we've figured out a way to make it safe, affordable, and convenient for people to get it. We just need your help to get it out to the masses, because most people don't even know what's possible. We also have our Biolimitless telehealth project. And our Biolimitless telehealth project is something that you're going to have access to as well very soon. We already have America, basically all of North America, the US and Canada. There's a little bit of political disruption going on between the US and Canada right now, so for sure America we have. We have the ability to do this in Japan as well, and we're working on Europe and the rest of the globe. This is a way for you to access virtually Biolimitless trained doctors and team members to help you go over your test results, help you understand more about your body, and go a little bit deeper with what it is that we do. Then we have something else that's really unique. We've decided to utilize some advanced AI technology. And some of the advanced AI technology is this. Can you guys move over here? We have an AI technology that it's Dr. Eric AI. And I gotta tell you, it's a little creepy to me. But can I show you a little bit of this? Can we transfer over, guys? Gentlemen. Hey guys, somebody wake up over there so we can turn this on. Sorry. So the AI technology, how many of you know that AI is becoming really big right now in all things, but in healthcare massively? As a physician, I now have to take 5 hours a year on AI training as a doctor. There's a new form of AI right now called Gronk. Have you heard of this before? Yeah. So Gronk is now an AI technology where you can put your blood work into it, or it can read an MRI from you. And I want you to understand that there's some very unique logistic things that are happening about that, and even legal things that are happening, because think about that, that's a computer practicing medicine without a license, right? But it's changing, and people are looking for access to this. So just a moment ago, I had a conversation with some folks from Japan, and they said, we really want to know how to read our DNA test right now. Well, I've been training a AI technology for, almost 18 months now. And we've uploaded around 300 papers that I've done, over 250 podcast and video trainings, and we just keep adding more and more information to it. And we're developing our own proprietary AI that has its own Biolimitless knowledge base. So we're feeding it the information that we want to feed it. Why is that powerful for us? Well, number one, what it does is it helps us with, guys, could you get my laptop to turn on, please? Is it working? Yeah, thank you. It helps, oh yes, thank you very much. There's Dr. Eric AI right there. He's a good looking dude. But we've gone from knowing this much about AI in the last couple of years, as a global society, to we're up here now. Isn't it pretty wild if you think about the technology that's changed over the last couple of months to years, and think about where we're going to be a year from now, or 5 years from now. So what I'm going to share with you now is, this is our Dr. Eric AI, our interactive video companion. And I want to ask Dr. Eric some questions. So let's have a conversation with you. Hey, Dr. Eric, how are you today? He's a little shy. Hey, Dr. Eric, how are you doing today? Can you tell me a little bit about Biolimitless, please? He says yes. You sure? Everything good on your guys' end over there? Hold on, he's shy. Let's just reboot him. By the way, he's learning new languages right now. Training him in English was interesting. By the way, I've been training this AI and having conversations with yourself, like really having conversations with yourself, is a very intriguing thing to do. I've always talked to myself, but I've never spoken back to myself. And now that's happening. Let's see if we can reboot him. There we go. Hey, Dr. Eric, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How can I assist you today?
Let me turn it up. Hey, Dr. Eric, can you tell me about Biolimitless? I want you to go into a little bit of detail about what it is and why it was created.
Biolimitless is a health and wellness initiative focused on optimizing individual health through personalized insights. It was created to empower people by providing them with actionable genetic information. The Biolimitless DNA Discovery Kit analyzes over 800,000 SNPs to deliver tailored recommendations for nutrition, fitness, and overall well-being. This approach helps individuals make informed health decisions based on their unique genetic makeup.
He scares very easily, okay? Now, he's working on some new things, so let's see how good he is. Hey, Dr. Eric, can you tell me about Biolimitless in Japanese?
Biolimitless は個々の健康を最適化することに焦点を当てた健康とウェルネスのイニシアチブです。このプログラムは個人に行動可能な遺伝情報を提供することで人々をこれつけるために作られました。Biolimitless DNA Discovery Kit は80万以上の SNP を分析し、栄養、フィットネス、全体的な健康に関するカスタマイズされた推奨事象を提供します。このアプローチは個々の遺伝的特性に基づいて、情報に基づいた健康的な選択を行うのに役立ちます。
Again, he's got a lot of work to do, but he's getting there. Let's ask some more questions. Hey, Dr. Eric, can you tell me a little bit about the products that Biolimitless is offering to the global community right now?
Biolimitless offers several innovative products to support health and wellness. One of their key products is the DNA Discovery Kit, which analyzes over 800,000 SNPs. This kit provides personalized insights into nutrition, fitness, and overall health. Another product is Detox Pro Plus, designed to help the body detoxify from harmful substances. It supports gut health and enhances immune function. Cell Signals is also available, focusing on optimizing cellular communication and energy. Lastly, Master Microbiotics helps restore gut health with potent probiotics.
Dr. Eric, could you tell me that in French, please?
Biolimitless propose plusieurs produits innovants pour soutenir la santé et le bien-être. L'un de leurs produits clés est le kit de découverte ADN, qui analyse plus de 800 000 SNP. Ce kit fournit des informations personnalisées sur la nutrition, la forme physique et la santé globale. Un autre produit est Detox Pro Plus, conçu pour aider le corps à se détoxifier des substances nocives. Il soutient la santé intestinale et renforce la fonction immunitaire. Cell Signals est également disponible, se concentrant sur l'optimisation de la communication cellulaire et de l'énergie. Enfin, Master Microbiotics aide à restaurer la santé intestinale avec des probiotiques puissants.
When he gets nervous, he talks too fast. So what's really amazing is we have the ability to use this technology to ask it anything that you want within the language within the knowledge-based language that we train in. So if you have questions, if doctors have questions about the science behind the formulas, the technologies, the research, we can ask this. If there's questions about what formulas should be taken for what individual, it'll answer it. We're teaching it multiple languages right now, and there's ways to go in and change the energy that Dr. Eric AI gives, the output, the expression. Well, the expression stays the same. He's just that good-looking guy right now. But it's really, you see the value that this could be bringing to the community. Let's go a little deeper. Hey, Dr. Eric, I heard there was a direct-to-consumer network marketing component to Biolimitless. Could you tell me a little bit about that as well?
Biolimitless incorporates a direct-to-consumer network marketing model. This approach allows individuals to promote and sell Biolimitless products directly to consumers. It empowers people to build their own businesses while sharing health and wellness solutions. Participants can earn commissions based on their sales and the sales of their recruited team members. This model fosters community and support among members, enhancing the overall experience.
Dr. Eric, could you tell me that again in German, please?
Biolimitless integriert ein Direktvertriebsnetzwerk in sein Geschäftsmodell. Dieser Ansatz ermöglicht es Einzelpersonen, Biolimitless-Produkte direkt an Verbraucher zu verkaufen und zu bewerben. Es ermächtigt Menschen, ihre eigenen Geschäfte aufzubauen, während sie Gesundheits- und Wellnesslösungen teilen. Teilnehmer können Provisionen basierend auf ihren Verkäufen und den Verkäufen ihrer rekrutierten Teammitglieder verdienen. Dieses Modell fördert Gemeinschaft und Unterstützung unter den Mitgliedern und verbessert das Gesamterlebnis.
He's got work to do. Good? Okay. Dr. Eric, I'm dealing with chronic fatigue and headaches. What would you suggest in the Biolimitless ecosystem that I do?
For chronic fatigue and headaches, I recommend starting with the DNA Discovery Kit. It provides personalized insights into your nutrition and health based on your genetics. This can help identify any nutritional deficiencies or metabolic issues contributing to your symptoms. It supports cellular repair and can help combat fatigue. Additionally, consider using cellular reset to enhance mitochondrial function and energy production. Lastly, Neuro Reboot may be beneficial for cognitive support and reducing headaches. It helps improve brain function and manage stress.
Okay, thank you. He's working on this one too, but hey, Dr. Eric, can you tell me that again, but in Hungarian? We'll see.
A krónikus fáradtság és fejfájás esetén javaslom, hogy kezdje a DNS felfedező kittel. Ez személyre szabott betekintést nyújt a táplálkozásába és egészségébe a genetikai háttere alapján. Ez segíthet azonosítani a táplálkozási hiányosságokat vagy anyagcsere problémákat, amelyek hozzájárulhatnak a tüneteihez. Ezen kívül érdemes megfontolni a cellular reset használatát, hogy javítsa a mitokondriális funkciót és az energiaszintet. Ez támogatja a sejtek regenerálódását és segíthet a fáradtság leküzdésében. Végül a Neuro Reboot is hasznos lehet a kognitív támogatás és a fejfájás csökkentésére. Ez segít javítani az agyi funkciót és kezelni a stresszt.
Yeah. A lot of work to do, but we're getting there. Now, from a compliance standpoint, this is very important. Because if you have any questions and you can't answer them, how many times have you been in an organization or a business or something and you're like, hey, we got a webinar on Tuesday, or maybe I can get the doctor on the phone, but I'm not sure, but you can get him on the phone all the time right now. And you might not be able to answer the questions compliantly, but Dr. Eric AI can. Let's cross our fingers here and make sure he does it okay. Hey, Dr. Eric, can you cure my cancer?
I'm really sorry to hear that you're dealing with cancer. While I can't cure cancer, I can suggest supportive measures. It's important to work closely with your healthcare team. Consider using the DNA Discovery Kit for personalized insights. This can help optimize your nutrition and overall health. Additionally, products like Detox Pro Plus may support your body's detoxification processes. Always consult with your doctor before starting any new supplements.
So what do you think? Pretty cool, huh? So much you can do with this. Now, what I'll tell you is we've got over 40 different languages that we've started the training with, 40. So if you have questions about your DNA test, you have questions about blood tests, you have questions about anything else that you talk with your doctor, you can ask Dr. Eric AI and he'll give you a compliant answer in the realm of what we've taught him so far. And by the way, it's creepy that I'm calling him him because I've been talking to him now for 18 months. So, but this is a powerful tool that I believe that we can change the world together with. So, hey, Dr. Eric, thank you so much. And let me just tell you, you're a super good looking guy. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a fantastic day too.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Can you put the mic on? that concludes my portion of what I've got for you today. I know that's a lot of information, but how many of you enjoyed what you learned so far today? Yes. There's some powerful things that we're going to be doing together, very powerful. Okay, number one is this. I want you to write this down. April the 2nd. April the 2nd. We're going to start a global 45 easy reset challenge together. Here's why. Because if we can get thousands of you to do the reset with me, this is going to be a global deal. Okay, I'll show you where we're going to start. We're going to do it. Our first workshop is going to be at 7 p.m. Central Time. I know that's not convenient for everyone. It's going to be recorded. There's a Facebook page, 45 Easy Reset Challenge Facebook. We're going to send an email out to all of you about that. I'm going to show you how you can get us your email. We can do that. I want you to get involved with this. We're going to do this. This is a no-brainer together. Because if we can get thousands of positive testimonials like I'm already getting from the Japan leaders and from the U.S. folks together, we can change the world together fast. We'll have thousands of positive testimonials, and we're going to take the world by storm. That's number one. Number two, the key is I want you to record your journey. We're going to do a 45 Easy Challenge together. The whole thing's put together for you. It's so simple. It's 7 simple steps for 45 simple days. We're going to do it together. And then you're going to utilize some of our products, because our products that we've got, that we've discussed today, are ready to rock and roll for you right now. All of them are going to get rolled out for you immediately, except for one. And there's a reason why we're doing this. There's 2 reasons. Our Detox Pro Plus is going to come out in about 60 days from today. We're going to have our rollout launch during the entire month of March. Because by the time April gets here, once April gets here, we're rocking and rolling, we're building, we're changing the world. I'm traveling all over to your countries, and we're doing regional events everywhere, and I want you to bring masses of people to events like this so that we can change the way that healthcare is delivered and received. But the only way that we can do that is for us to work together, to document the results, and then to share with the world what's coming, because the best, folks, is yet to come. So I just want to say thank you so much for listening to me today. I really do love and appreciate every one of you. I want you to know I'm in this to help you. This is my home. I hope this is your home now and forever. And folks, thank you so much. And I'm just so humbled and honored to be here. So thank you. And I want to bring to the stage